Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you are a regular here. This is the continuation of the Idaho 4 series of readings, and today I'm looking into the energies of Emily Alandt, who is Hunter Johnson's girlfriend. As I said, I don't want to leave any stone uncovered. For those of you that find it frustrating that I'm not getting on to the more interesting or the more speculated upon, if you like, people in this case, then I will get to them. But I just need to do it in a certain order, because who knows, maybe someone in this whole thing is someone that no one suspected, no one knew anything about, either that has a lot of knowledge or is a link in some way. So I'm not going to leave people, I'm not going to disregard people because I think or I feel that they're insignificant, because you just never know. So let's get going with this. Emily, she was featured quite heavily, I think, on the recent series on Prime. And like I said, I watched the first couple of episodes and then, whether it's right or wrong, I kind of lost interest, but let's see. So we're starting, as always, with the Clarifying Life Situations deck. This is a psychic reading. I use tarot cards and oracle cards, and occasionally I get messages from Spirit during a reading as well to help me interpret what I'm picking up. So I may interpret these messages in a certain way, which could be completely different to the way you interpret them. But I do encourage you to interpret these messages in whichever way feels right to you. It is for entertainment purposes only. At no point am I stating or claiming any of this to be factual. So let's go. Emily. Okay, so a 3's come out. The first card was the Recovery Comeback. Find strength in healing as each step forward renews hope and paves the way for a triumphant resurgence. It certainly feels like it's alluding to going through a stage of healing and recovery. And then we have Vortex of Creativity. Spiral into your creative vortex, unleashing imaginative power to manifest your dreams into reality. This could just be indicating, because don't forget these cards, these very first couple of cards are really just telling us a little bit about who Emily is in general. So it could well be that she is a very creative type of person. I don't know what she's presumably, well, definitely she would have finished with her education by now. What she was hoping to qualify in, or what her, regardless, it could be that she is someone who's creative. Maybe she's got some kind of creative talent, whether it be music or art or acting or something, I don't know. But then we have Sculpture of Self, which is the extra one that came out, insisted on coming out. Shape the sculpture of self, honouring the perpetual act of forming and expressing identity. Maybe she's into sculpture. But also she may be going through a period of a change of identity. It's almost like the person she was then is no longer who she is now. She feels, maybe that she feels like a very different person. Yeah, let's move into the next deck, which is Revealing the Truth Oracle. Three cards again. So we have curiosity, imagination, try, and desire. Depravity, tyrant, spy, misfortune, seduction. And adjust, adapt, accommodate, compensate, balance. Something here. That depravity card is making me feel like, I don't feel, interestingly, I don't feel like this is actually a connection to what happened that night or her feelings about anyone. I feel like it's something else. I almost feel like she's been through some kind of crisis maybe since then. Which does feel very personal. Which is added to everything else, if that makes sense. It's like, and then the adjust, adapt, accommodate, compensate, balance. I mean, that just, I don't know what else to say about that apart from exactly what it says. It's like having to go through a period of adjustment, accommodating to a new reality. By all accounts, I believe that Xana was her best friend. Next we have the What's the Vibe deck. So we've got envy, resentful, competitive, discontent. I mean, I looked at that and I thought, oh, was she envious? Was she envious of Xana? Was there a feeling of inadequacy in comparison to Xana? Did she feel that? That's not the same as being resentful, though. Resentful's a much stronger word. But the competitive, maybe, I do get that. I think competitive, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Because like I said, what I picked up in Hunter Johnson's reading about a possible brief liaison between Xana and Hunter, maybe she could feel some kind of energy between them. And, you know, usually it's not hard to do when you're in a relationship with someone, especially if you do feel inadequate in some way, or you don't feel as attractive, or you know, as engaging as someone. That may make you feel even more insecure. It may make you more sensitive to certain energies, shall I say. So maybe she did feel that. I'm not saying she knew, but maybe she felt something before this happened. And then we've got trapped, stuck, no options, unforgiveness. And again, I did feel that there was a period where potentially Hunter and Emily did break up for a while. I don't know for what reason. Why does this card look like she's in a washing machine? It's a bit weird. Like, help! I'm stuck in the washing machine again. Help! So I don't know if that's got to do with that with feeling trapped. Trapped in her mindset that she was sure something had happened or was going on, or it's a difficult dynamic, isn't it? Especially if you've lost your friend, Hunter's lost his friend, you've lost a dynamic of 4 people that spent a lot of time together, and you don't want to disrespect the memory of someone that's passed, but why it feels like you're trapped, is because you want to talk about it, but you don't know if you can. It feels like that. And then we have the True Crime Oracle deck. Guys, for those of you that are always asking me, why don't I read the flyers or the cards that jump out? Because if it's like this, there's loads of them, I just can't. I don't have time. So, and I don't have room apart from anything else. I have nowhere to put all these cards. So I reshuffle, and whatever you think, Spirit will always bring out the right cards. So we have life insurance. And legal proceedings. I mean, the life insurance card, first of all, made me feel like I almost got a feeling that, you know, was she one of the ones that heard the rumours before it happened? But she was told, don't worry, because Xana's not one of them. Xana won't be one of them. There's, you know, Xana and Ethan are okay. It's not them. It's other people. So she had a false sense of, you know, security that everything was going to be okay. But the other thing I'm feeling like is the life insurance that she's felt she's needed to take out for herself since this happened, because she doesn't feel safe herself. I do wonder, though, what benefit life insurance has for someone her age. I do wonder, especially if you don't own any property or you don't have any possessions of value or children, or I don't know. It's a bit weird. It may not be about life insurance as in the typical sense. It may be needing some kind of assurance or reassurance of her life being safe. And then we've got legal proceedings, which could allude to the trial, the court case before it ended. But it could allude to something else as well. It could be that she felt the need to pursue something else from a legal perspective. Maybe it was to do with suing someone for defamation, or I don't know. Could be anything, because like I said earlier on, I felt like she's gone through some kind of separate personal crisis since that may have been concluded in court, possibly. And then the last deck is the Secrets Revealed True Crime Oracle. This is half of the deck. It's a big old deck, so I've just taken half of the deck. And I'll do these. We've got 4 cards. So we've got motive, revenge. Backyard. Karmic connection. And party or social gathering. Wow. It's so interesting, because these cards are kind of retelling a story that Kaylee alluded to in one of my channeling sessions with her. And that was that when she had returned to the house, that Ethan was already there, but in a very bad way. And I got the impression he was outside in the backyard. He wasn't in the house, but motive, revenge, which kind of makes sense again. I don't know, was it revenge or was it to silence him? It was a bit of both, I think. And then we've got the karmic connection. Karmic connection, what goes around comes around. I don't understand that. If we're talking about the victims, I mean, we'll get into that another time, but it could be, but not a direct karmic connection, if that makes sense. But maybe that's how Emily felt. Maybe that was her immediate thoughts and feelings, was that this happened because of a karmic connection of some kind to the victims' families, or and the party or social gathering. I mean, there was a party and a social gathering that evening, so did Emily see them that night, that evening? I presume she did. She probably knows something that may have gone down at that party or social gathering, if there was any kind of conflict or something building, something brewing, something escalating. Maybe she was a witness to that as well. Maybe that's what the karmic connection feels like, because it felt like something unfinished business, or a feeling that this isn't over. You know, I don't know. So let's carry on with the tarot. This is the White Sage Tarot deck, if anyone is interested. Recovery, comeback. So we've got the Fool, Temperance, and the Six of Pentacles. And these cards are really just telling us that Temperance is about time. It's finding your place, finding your balance, finding your inner peace. And the Fool is being able to know now is the right time to go and start again almost. It's saying, okay, here we go. I'm ready. I'm ready now to face the world. I'm ready to see what's next. The Six of Pentacles is, and again with the Temperance card, is very much about balance, but it's about balance, finding balance from being able to give back, or being able to set the scales, rebalance the scales somehow in some way. So let's see, we've got the Vortex of Creativity, and that could also allude to the vortex of creativity as in the web of lies, or how things aren't actually as they seem, they're not real. This is that feeling of this is just a fairy tale. It's a story. It's not, yeah. Clarified by the Three of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands reversed, Three of Pentacles, this is bugging me because it's three. It's always three people. There's three people here creating a very strong not bond, but they're working together. They're sticking to their story. You know, obviously I've got Bethany, I've got Dylan, but I don't even know if it's them. It's three people that... It could be three people that I've not come across yet, or people that had knowledge, that were maybe not directly involved, but three people that seem to know everything before it happened. Who are they? Knight of Wands reversed is also... someone who is very volatile, I think. Someone who's volatile, someone who's very fiery, someone who is... just has this thing, this energy about them where you just would not cross the line, because you wouldn't want to bear the repercussions if you did, if that makes sense. And then we've got Sculpture of Self. I do feel that she went through a period of having to really question herself as well. Like, she couldn't look at herself in the mirror for a while, as if to say, you know, she was ashamed of herself for some reason. Whether that's valid or not, I don't know, but clarified by the Ten of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Again, there's that money card that makes me feel like, did she end up being financially better off because of this? It's something that she could have said no to, but she didn't. And maybe that's why she's looking at herself in the mirror and saying, that's wrong, you shouldn't have done that. The Eight of Pentacles reversed. She's lost her interest in something. She's lost her interest, in herself, I think. And then curiosity, imagination, try, desires. There's that imagination card coming in twice. Well, it's not imagination, it was creativity, but creativity, imagination, same thing-ish. Comes in with justice. I think she was very, very curious to see what came out at trial, because I don't feel like she was convinced about what was being said, considering she probably had a lot of other information, gossip, whatever you want to call it, from other people who were closer to the actual situation than someone that she'd never heard of before, like Brian Koberger. So we've got the Four of Cups reversed. It's definitely interest here. There's definitely like, it's more than interest. It's like, I need to know now. Now I need to know. And then it was taken away from her and so many other people that will never know. Depravity. Tyrants by misfortune, seduction. Like I said, this feels like something else. Clarified by the Three of Swords reversed. And the Seven of Wands. Three of Swords reversed is, again, some sort of crisis which caused deep emotional pain, but it wasn't that. It wasn't the atrocities. It was something else. That she's tried to bury. She's tried to bury it. The Seven of Wands, whatever happened here, she was having to fight someone off. And I don't think it was, when I say it was something personal, I hope you understand what I'm saying. That's the feeling I get, is that someone tried to take advantage of her physically. Whether they did or they managed to, I don't know. But adjust, adapt, accommodate, compensate, balance. Five of Swords. Seven of Pentacles. I mean, the Five of Swords feels like, I don't think it's her, but I do feel like she watched someone, or maybe more than one person, take what they could from this situation for their own benefit. It's like she saw some people's true colours over the last couple of years, where she was just shocked by how cold and ruthless some people can be. And the Seven of Pentacles. I mean, this is the reap what you sow card. And it comes in with the adjust card, so it's almost like, okay, I need to, again, that energy of this is time for me to move on from this, or start again, or plant the seeds of something new, or I don't know. And then we've got envy, resentful, competitive, discontent. Page of Pentacles reversed. Four of Swords reversed. Oh, it's really odd. I'm almost getting a termination. Maybe not a termination. It's a weird one. I don't know what this is. I don't know if that she's gone through something, like I said, personal crisis, which now I'm feeling like, did she find out she was pregnant and she lost it, or she had to terminate? But the other thing I feel is almost like finding out that she is unable to have children. I don't know what that's got to do with anything though. 9 of Pentacles reversed. I'm just looking at these quickly because there's too many, as I said, guys. 9 of Pentacles reversed, Ace of Wands reversed. 7 of Cups reversed. King of Pentacles. Envy. There's someone here, the King of Pentacles, that just seemed to go from strength to strength since this happened. Not that she envied them, but whatever it is, she realised it's not what it seemed, because the 7 of Cups is illusion or fantasy. The Ace of Wands in reverse, someone that wanted to portray something which looked like they were at the start of an amazing new adventure, or they'd found their place in life, or... And then the 9 of Pentacles reversed. Is also whatever pride or happiness or sense of achievement this person was trying to portray was definitely not the actual truth, the reality. It's a weird one. I don't know who this is. So then we've got trapped, stuck, no options, unforgiveness. 7 of Swords reversed. The Queen of Pentacles. So there's definitely a lack of trust here, and I'm wondering if this is to do with her personal relationship with Hunter, is that she just lost her sense of, yeah, she just felt that there was something hanging over them and she couldn't get to the bottom of it because it was such a sensitive time. It was so difficult. Did something come out? Something was discussed, because I think that's the cause of their temporary breakup, possibly. Queen of Pentacles. I don't know who the Queen of Pentacles is. Life insurance is clarified by the 9 of Swords, the Hanged Man in reverse. She was really worried. I do get that. She was really, really worried. She was frightened for quite some time. The Hanged Man in reverse is just that feeling of something hanging over you. Something's going to happen it's going to happen at any time. I just don't know when. It's a feeling of impending doom. She would have felt especially vulnerable at a time if her and Hunter had broken up. She would have felt even more vulnerable because he wasn't around. So she'd have felt more exposed, or Then we've got party, social gathering. Three of Cups. There it is again. And the Ace of Pentacles. Who is this three? This is significant, these three people. These three people were there at the party, at the social gathering that night. Ace of Pentacles. May have been money exchanging hands between, not necessarily between those three people, but those three people may have been buying or selling, shall we say. Who are they? And we have a karmic connection. Five of Pentacles. And the Emperor. Karmic connection. So there's that Emperor who is the kingpin, whoever this is, the person who is the supreme leader in whatever context you want to put that in. However, you know, the person who made the order in the first place. The Five of Pentacles is something to do with because of a loss of money. This happened because money was lost, or part of the reason this happened was because of a loss of money. Was it loss of money, or was it... Well, yeah, I mean, it all comes back to the same thing at the end of the day. If, for example, you were going to trace this back to, for example, the parents having been arrested shortly before this happened, and also giving up information, which then led to the arrest of other which led to the arrest of people who supply rugs. That would have then led to a loss of money, especially if they'd been raided or they'd had their supplies confiscated. So it does kind of link through. Backyard. How would Emily know all that? Unless it was commonly talked about, I don't know. So backyard, Queen of Wands reversed. Ten of Swords. So interesting, even though in Kaylee's channeling session, she made me feel like Ethan was, shall we say, dropped off to his backyard, to the backyard of 1122. The Queen of Wands is someone else. Ten of Swords is the end. It's like that was the lights out. Like whoever this was, it was lights out and it was outside. The Queen of Wands reversed. I'm trying to think who this is, because as far as I know, Xana was Cancer, and Kaylee and Maddie were both Gemini, which is not a Wands energy. Doesn't have to be them though. Doesn't have to be someone who's passed. It could be someone who was there. And then we have motive, revenge. Clarified by the Page of Wands reversed and the Tower. I mean, the Page of Wands reversed is like the Messenger card. It's like a the Tower is everything actually happening as it's the reality of the reality of the enormity of the situation. Page of Wands reversed. It's so weird because I'm getting like more people that feel like they were taken out, and not just the 4 people that we know about. And then legal proceedings. So we have the 8 of Cups reversed, the 4 of Wands, and Judgment. The 8 of Cups reversed is, I mean, she wants answers. She doesn't feel, regardless of what you see in that documentary, if she asks herself deep down, do I feel like I have closure? Do I feel like this is done? Do I feel like all my questions have been answered? She doesn't. And nor do I very much doubt if anyone who is as close to the case as these people are, deeply, genuinely feel like that. I would be very surprised. Because they heard the rumours, they heard the gossip, they knew, some of them knew about certain situations that were brewing. Four of Wands. Four of Wands. So legal proceedings and the Four of Wands. I mean, that's usually those two cards together would be something to do with a breakup of a relationship or a marriage. And I'm pretty sure she's not married. But maybe her parents are going through something, or his parents, Hunter's parents, or... the Judgment card as well, which is the last card out. I mean, there was no judgment, was there? No judgment was made, really. It does amaze me sometimes that in this day and age you can just say, someone can just stand up in court and say, I did it, and they'll just go, okay then, off you go, off to jail. You don't have to prove anything, you don't have to bring evidence to the table to prove it was you, because at the end of the day people could want to be found guilty for a various myriad of reasons, because they don't, you know, they don't want to live their lives. They don't want the responsibility of living life anymore, so shut me in a prison and then someone else can look after me. It could be anything. I'm not saying that's what's happened with Brian Kohberger, but surely there has to be some burden of proof. That person has to at least write down, even if it's in private, I'm guilty and here's the proof. Because if you don't, someone else is wondering about who is guilty, and you've not, nothing's been resolved. But that's my opinion. Anyway, guys, this one felt really, I don't know how strong my intuition is on this one, but it felt like I'm left with more answers than, sorry, I'm left with more questions now than answers. So, you know, and it is such a complex case. Sometimes it's no wonder, but yeah, well, we'll see. We keep going, we keep going, we keep digging, we keep trying. Thank you, guys. If you are interested in booking a live reading with me, you can have a look at my availability and information in the link below in the description. Click on my booking page and go and explore, have a look. And if you have any questions, please just email me, revelationtaroTgb@gmail.com. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you. Thank you for your love, your support, your encouragement and your engagement that I return to you tenfold. See you next time. Enjoy the journey.